Hey guys, Gun Collector 87 here. So I had originally started to do this the other day, and it got to be a pretty big project. Well, not a big project, just a little bit more tedious than I thought. This is our Mossberg 146B. This little guy I got in not long ago, probably a week ago, and it had a little bit of issues with it, as far as some parts missing. So I did go ahead and install majority of them. So I'm just sort of going to break this down again to show you guys. Now the things that was missing was this rear sight and our front, a hood over our front sight, which you really don't have to have that. That was just extra. So I'm going to show you about this sight here. It's really easy to put on. So there's your top piece. Oh, my screws on my screw stayed to my screwdriver. So there's your top piece. I'm going to spin it here, and you can see another Phillips head screw right here. So all you're going to do is screw that in right there. Take your top piece and lay it on. There is some grooves right here. You're going to lay it in there. And this little piece here is your elevator. And it's got notches under it, so when you adjust it, and put your screw back in. Now this one you probably want to be, you might want to Loctite this one, because you don't get a real good bite on it. So if you get it snug for the moment, it'll hold. And here's your hood right here. All this does is just slide on and off. That's all that'll do, so no need to take that off. Alrighty, now the stock bolt I have already taken out. It's a fairly large flathead. So I'm going to pop this little guy out. We don't need the stock right now. And this, I'm going to move you guys over, hold on. This was a piece that I had problems with. I had bought a safety switch for it. The safety was not with it when the rifle came in, obviously, so I had to try to put the safety in, which goes here, which I can't get that in. I'm not too sure how that goes in just at the moment. So another problem this gun had, this gun wouldn't close. The bolt would not close, and there is a piece that the bolt slides on, like a little small rail, and it can't be that long on your tip of your screwdriver there. So I'm gonna try to show you that. And to take this out, you're just gonna push your trigger in, I believe. Should. But anyways, I'm going to zoom you guys up here. This little piece right there, there's a groove inside your bolt that piece will ride on. So what I had to do is actually disassemble the bolt, which is not something fairly easy. You It's pretty easy to do. And you'll just twist this back piece off. There you go. It is a little stiff. Probably hasn't been oiled for a while. We'll see if we can slide it out. It does not want to slide out. Well, oh well. So to take this bolt apart so you can get to your firing pin, the bolt will actually come on out. I'm having issues with it. So this is under a little bit of spring tension, guys. So be careful. It's not going to shoot across the room at Mach 3 like a lot of parts will. It's a small spring, but it probably would go out. So you get your plunger and your spring. I think this is called the bolt cap, maybe. Your spring and your plunger. And your short side from the ring up always goes in like this. So what we'll do is we'll take this little piece apart. What you'll do, you see your bolt handle here, and your bolt handle will slide off, but since this is being a booger and doesn't want to come off, so your bolt handle does come off, but there is a piece right here that is part of your firing pin. It has a little arm there, and so this bolt handle and the firing pin will come all the way out in one piece, and then that'll be your firing pin. Your firing pin is about 4 inches long, and that's basically the gist of it. I bet you I know why I can't get it out. I think this is the bolt stop screw. Oops. Let's see what happens now. Pull the trigger back. Oh, there it is. Take that little screw out on the back side of it. See, now what you'll do is this whole thing will just slide out. Just like that. And this is your Mossberg 146B disassembly of your bolt. So put her back in and make sure that that little arm is riding right there. Now this is the part I had problems with the other night. Remember that little piece we have in here that it didn't want to go past this because the bolt was in the rearest form when I got the gun, but it was past here. They probably took that little nut out that I'm gonna call a bolt. I'm gonna call it the bolt stop right now. But what I had to do, I had to put the bolt in pretty much like this. Is where I can maneuver it wherever, because that little piece is going to slide. Let's see here. So this is where your trigger is going to lay. So that will go in like this. Yep. Just making sure I was right. Yeah, it'll go like this. Push it in, and you'll be able to see, as far as lining it up, you'll be able to see that really relatively easy. You're going to push it in. You can just take that all off if you have to. And that way you can turn it wherever way you need. So there you go. She is in. And it ought to slide right on. So all we're going to do now is basically put our bolt back, or bolt arm back on. Just like this. A little bit of finesse. There you go. And now your spring here, that's going to be under some tension, so you can put something inside here just to hold it, which is a good idea. I'm just going to use the head of this little wrench, screwdriver I mean, and you're going to put some good force on it while you hold. Well, maybe. Like I said, you got that spring you got to deal with, so. But there she is. All I did up here was just to hold that thing back. And I actually did it wrong. See? It'll happen. So let's take her apart again, guys. Leave that out there. So, back in we go. There it is right there. Let's not move it no further. We have to. I'm gonna stick this back on. The more you take it apart, the better life will be. You'll be able to do it a little faster each time, which is understandable. Alright. Well, on the first time, there you go. There it is. Should be able to pull it back. There you go. And there it is, closed. That's the gist of that, guys. So we're going to move on to the stock for a minute. Now the stock doesn't need a whole lot, but what it does need, you can see this is the trigger guard right there. The screws they had in it was pretty big wood screws, which is not correct, obviously. So what I'm going to try to do is fill this in with some wood glue. And just trying to seal that hole up a little. And then when it dries, I'll put my screw in. I'll put a pilot hole And if it doesn't work, we could try something else always. We'll move this down just a tad because we are at an angle. And that happens. I think that'll be alright. We're just going to fill up the holes. They had some big wood screws in here, like I said, which was silly, really. So when I bought my other screws from Gun Parts Corp, they just fell right in the hole. They would not fit at all. I'm going to work on getting a better camera some way or another. But guys, that's what the gist of it is. That is the Mossberg 146B. We're going to let this dry for a little bit. And we're going to put the screws in later, guys. And that should work out pretty good, guys. Well, like I said, I'm going to work on some camera stuff. Hopefully I can get a little bit better shots for you guys. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there. Hit that like button as well. Help me out. I appreciate it. Guys, we'll talk at you later.